Our major focus now has gone back towards evacuating everyone from Baffle Creek, Oyster Creek, Deepwater and Rules Beach. So if you know anyone in those areas, you need to let them know to leave.
The first thing I'd like to say about this fire is it's unprecedented for us to be seeing these kind of fires with this kind of fire energy at this time of the year. So it is a very, very difficult and challenging fire to be dealing with. I think we're up to about 60,000 hectares last time I had a look at. The expectation, speaking to the incident controller in that area, is that they're not going to pull that fire up in those particular areas, and it's now entered into vegetation that hasn't had fire on the ground for between 15 and 20 years. So that means that it's going to have a lot of energy on it. But as we get closer to Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to see a significant increase in the wind, the temperature and the drought index, which will cause that fire to go back to severe fire conditions and again put us in a position of not being able to directly attack this fire. The plan over the next couple of days will be that there will be approximately 100 firefighters from New South Wales arriving to bolster the firefighters who are already operating within the area. The other thing that you might have seen on the news today is that we have the 737 from Victoria up here. Again, unprecedented in Queensland history to have a aircraft like that working on this kind of a fire. And I think what that shows is the government's commitment to the people in this community by providing the resources and the equipment to actually deal with this fire as best as we possibly could.
This afternoon we declared a disaster declaration for the Gladstone region, especially for these impacted regions. Queensland is going through an unprecedented heat wave at the moment. We've got temperatures in our state between 6 and 10 degrees higher than we've ever seen before at this time of year. Really high temperatures, and we have more than 70 now wildfires throughout our state. But we are really concerned about this big, intense fire that is happening at the moment, 17,000 hectares.
The fire activity is quite severe down there. They are working literally from street to street, protecting property by property. Our crews will continue 24-hour operations right through until we gain control of the fire. We've also had 6 water bombing aircraft assisting ground crews. The spotting distance, so the fire spotting distance of this fire, is quite great, and the volatility of the vegetation. So the crews are very much up against the elements at the moment.
So these guys have had 48 hours, even longer, on the job. Some of the fireys that are out there helping us protect our properties haven't slept for 2 days, so they're working their butts off.
Some fantastic news this morning that the township of Mount Larkham has been reopened, so residents in Mount Larkham can now travel home. The Bruce Highway is open as well, as is Gladstone Mount Larkham Road. So residents from Mount Larkham who evacuated towards Gladstone last night can now return home.
This is great news also. Our fantastic community service groups up there, SES, have done an amazing job. Our police, our fireys, our rural fireys were on the job yesterday afternoon. It was very, very critical condition yesterday. To get this community back in this morning is a huge announcement.
Well, good morning, Gladstone region. We have some good news for you out of the local disaster management group meeting this morning. We can advise that from 12 p.m. today, residents of Baffle Creek, Rules Beach, Oyster Creek and Deepwater will be able to return home. So we will have police at the Hills Road Bridge, and they'll be able to let residents and owners return home from 12 p.m. and we'll have a community recovery inside Baffle Creek set up at the Wartburg SES grounds.
Community recovery will be with Queensland Police at the checkpoint, because there are damaged homes, there are damaged sheds and other infrastructure that are lost that people need to prepare themselves for. Hence why the community recovery people will be there with the Queensland Police to support people that will be affected by that. And please give them all the support you possibly can, and we'll continue to work with our operations in there over the coming days.
At the Recovery Hub we will have representatives of the Department of Communities, Lifeline, Red Cross, the Salvation Army, Queensland Health, the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries, Queensland Ambulance Services, Department of Housing, Gladstone Regional Council, Queensland Fire and Emergency Services. This Recovery Hub will operate from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. today, and then from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day until further notice. We'll make sure that you're safe when you get home, and thank you very much for your patience.